Machine grinds for a moment, then drops your coin into the return slot. It's out of established dump. No! It's always empty. I don't think it's been refilled in the last decade. Ah, she's back. Even if she's alive, she's super cute. Never been so disappointed. Never. Okay, once, but it turned out my toy rocket ship was behind the sofa the whole time. Okay, getting increasingly more adorable for this being a noir novel. Cool. Now I want a donut. I want a donut. Yeah, Ceribot looks really, really decent, pretty high powerful. I saw it banning hate raids in real time, which is fantastic. Might actually start to put my tags back up again. And at least Twitch has actually started, saw a headline today that they're actually suing people who made the, conducting some of the hate raids, but they don't know their legal names yet. No, I got hate raids. One of the first, actually the first Discworld stream I did, it was got hate raids in it. Brothers isn't at her desk. The officer at the front desk tells her she's off working a case. Maybe you'll catch her up later. Okay. No matter how many times you go to the station, you can't shake the urge to start throwing things. The look the desk sergeant gives you just makes that worse. Yeah, it was not fun. I did not appreciate it. It was pretty scary as well because I never, obviously, you know, you get. Oh, sorry for my arm there. Come back down. Come down, please. Lower. There we go. Because obviously, you know, being trans, being furry, you're arm go wee. Being trans, being furry, you expect a certain amount of hate every now and again on Twitter, but it's easy to manage because it's like usually a user at a time. But that was monstrous. There were over 300 bots in my channel, all just spewing hate. So it was disgusting. And I know that others got way, way worse. I was lucky that I was literally just signing off at the time. But yeah, it was bad. I put a clip up on my Twitter some while ago, and I still have it logged on Twitch in case they need anything. But yeah, really, really bad. Leave a message to say you called and that she still owes you that drink and head off to the Last Gulp. Okay, so we could have just gone there first. Never mind. The Last Gulp is about what you'd expect for an ancient dive bar in this part of town. I'm sure the music will be a little bit more atmospheric. I'm just playing a royalty-free playlist right now. Rough stone brick, uneven windows, the smell of industrial waste, and kaiju vomit. Ew, that's got to be so much worse than normal vomit. You don't like going into bars in the first place. Too many monsters vying for space, too much noise, and too few answers. I mean, I guess you don't really need a much bigger set of commands. If it's just like hate raid on, auto ban, and that's about it. As you approach the doorway, a bulging shape to the left of the door stands and extends an antlered head. Ooh. Oh, hello. Wow, look at that. Evening. You can touch your four horns. Oh, you touch your four horns in acknowledgement. Okay, so doth. They grunt, back a sound more heavy machinery than communication. Oh, love the idea of that description of sound. Busy night. They shrug their shoulders and push open the door with their tail, leaving behind a black trail of ink. You get the point and ease past into the bar. Hi, welcome. Good to see you. I think it does ban them bots, yeah. Inside the bar is as crude as the outside, showing its age as one of the city's oldest drink pits. Not despised, just mostly forgotten. The bar and tables are all stone slabs, probably hewed from the same quarry as the bricks that make up the rest of the building. The bartender watches you enter with one head and the television mounted above the bar with the other. A smattering of kaiju sit around various tables on one size doesn't fit anyone's stools. Good. Nice. A couple of them look up from their drinks, but most just keep drinking like this might be the last gulp after all. Trying to look like another worn-out monster after a hard day, you make your way to the bar. What'll it be, slick? Ooh. That's cool. These are all very cool designs. I like seeing more kind of buggy kaiju as well. One of my favorite, when I was very, very young, some friends of mine from primary school and I would watch a couple of the Godzilla movies. And one of my favorites was Titanosaurus, I think his name was. I don't remember which movie it was. I think it was one of the Mecha Godzilla movies. But I always had that fondness for that kaiju. Had lots of fins everywhere and stuff like that. You look around the limited drink selection. Alex was right. Everything that doesn't look like it was brewed in a refinery is cheap rot gut you could use to remove rust. Probably be best to stick with a soda. Oh, wow. Any preferences? What should we go for? Yeah, it's a nice kind of... It's almost like kind of rotoscoped, but abstract enough to fit in with the spiky designs of the kaiju and their shading. So it's very... I like the consistency. Monster Mash or Savage Stomp? What do we think? And I'm actually going to grab my own water for a second. Where is it? Here it is. I like my VR chat avatar obviously knows that I'm drinking, but it can't see the bottle. Look at my lips purse. I really like it too. I want to get some more expressions actually. Because I have angry and I have happy, and I can stick my tongue out somehow. I haven't figured out how to do that, but I would like to get a surprise and a sad one too. I have to contact the artist and see if they can do that for me, because I express surprise a lot. No, that's okay. Hope good luck to you and to them getting them out safely. This was a custom, yeah. This is my avatar, yeah. It is of my persona. Let's go for Savage Stomp. Can the bartender slides across the bar as a vivid green that hurts the eyes. Yeah, thank you. On the side is a picture of a heavily scaled green foot, and you wonder if it belongs to anyone you know. Ah. Slide a couple of coins across the bar and sit on a bar stool. The bartender pushes back less change than you'd expect, but you don't comment. You a cop? You're broken from your quiet observations of the bar area, trying to figure out who could be the blackmailer just by appearance. Turns out that doesn't work. What? Most folks come here to drink and don't give a damn about anyone else. You're scoping out the place. Oh, kaiju spit. If you're a cop, tell me now so I know who to call if you end up in the alley out back. That happen often? Bartender shrugs. Their one head still not moving from the screen. Not that you'd hear. Kaiju here mostly keeps to themselves. So, cop or not? Not. You place your private investigator badge on the bar so only the bartender can see it. Guess you'd say I'm freelance. Bartender looks affronted, both heads swiveling around to look you up and down with matching scowls. An iron claw. Ooh. Then you really won't be popular around here. Folks don't like nosy flat pads sticking their muzzle where it don't belong. You don't have to worry about me. I'm only here to find someone. I'm not about to cuff or stomp any of your regulars. Just don't cause trouble in here, got it? Stainra out the front does a good job at dealing with trouble. We like Stainra, we like the antlers, we like the gold too. But I hate having to replace the furniture and clean the mess off the walls when they're done. Can see that? Imagine, well, kaiju make a lot of mess anyway. I imagine it's even more so if they're drunk and injuring each other. No trouble here, just doing my job as quietly as I can, no stomping intended. Bartender nods both heads and turns back to their show. What you're watching? Dunno. It's either one of those old human monster movies or a documentary. Acting is terrible either way. Who's winning? Head not watching the monitor spits into the sink. Us, so it's probably just a movie. There. The tone tells you everything you need to know. After working with Alex for years, it's become easy to spot those who came back. Ah. Okay. Very interesting. So these are obviously kaiju that have been to the human world and come back. And... okay, interesting. You were there. They nod ahead. Right near the end. Lied about my brood year, went out, barely came back. Lied about my age again to get a job here. Been here ever since. Not the worst place to end up. Yeah. They don't reply. I have only seen Pacific Rim. I've seen most of Pacific Rim once. I haven't seen all of it. You slowly work through your drink, getting a feel out for the place. It's not as bad as you thought once you block out the smell. I like the idea of kaiju movies and monster movies, but I think that there is something that American monster movies haven't quite captured yet of the feel of the Godzilla ones, or the anime that have, like Evangelion and stuff like that have the big mech and big monsters. There's something about the setting that just makes it is a little bit more distinct. And I guess that's probably because kaiju movies are that kind of, came from that very distinct Japanese feeling of ennui after the war. Yeah, they do. They focus a little bit. They're a little bit too much like war propaganda sometimes. Like it's either sort of almost like not eco-fascism, but that sort of, you know, they're very military or very I don't know how to describe it. They don't carry quite the right gravitas anyway. Yeah. Yeah, they need that audience facsimile where actually in Japanese movies it's more about the disaster or the battle between the powers than the hero who has to kind of humanize it or anything like that. Name's Rax, by the way. So who are you looking for? The bartender is still watching the movie, which is now showing a giant kaiju wrecking a power plant that crumbles like cheap wood. Someone named Laura Thrack. Laura Thrack, you know him? And again, the non-committal shrug. Maybe. Most folks don't deal in names here, or real ones at least. Oh, excuse me. You sigh, knowing where this is going. Anything I can do to help you remember? Depends. You any good? Ooh. At what? Answering vague questions? I'm fucking great at it. Try me, ask another. Like Ant-Man. One head laughs and the other growls. Wise ass. I'd catch that muzzle around here if you like your teeth. I mean, you any good as a detective and you know it. You'd give a variation of their non-committal shrug. Yeah? Speaking the language? Code switching? I've ended a few marriages and closed my share of cases. Need something looked into? They pierce the top of another can with a pincer and hand it to you. Ooh! That would be useful. I got something for you. Not now, though. You got a card or something? Oh, it's the last one. Last of her business cards. They glance at it skeptically. Oh, you're the one Alex works for. Oh, you know Alex. You know... There we go. Okay. Long story, don't ask. I see him around here sometimes, though. They pocket the card in their apron and nod to a table off at the back of the bar. Laura Thrack is over there. You can't miss him. The indicated table holds a single occupant, hunched, spiky, and drinking like they're prepared to go on drinking forever. One of my best and worst customers. Drinks all night, never says thanks, and fucking gratitude wouldn't go amiss. Ever spit in his drink? Both mouths grin widely. Every fucking night. Tried to stiff me on the tab one night. Don't try to screw with a two-head. We don't forget and can spit twice as hard. You pick up your drink and stand up from the bar. Remind me never to piss you off. Anyway, look me up when you got time, I'll help you out. They nod and go back to watching the end of the movie, and you head towards the occupied table in the back. As you approach the back table, you catch the stink coming from Laura Thrack. Yeah, at least it sounds a bit... Knowing Kaiju, it could be something a lot worse. Dank, musty, alcohol-ridden, the stench of a loner you're all too familiar with. The table before them is littered with empty cups, the bartender obviously not wanting to get any closer than they have to. Laura Thrack. Hi, welcome. The writing is very good. It's very cool. They look up, peering at you for over the top of their drink, eyes trying to focus in the poor light. Oh, the super spiky, wow. That's a big drink too. They are covered in spikes. Jeez. What's it to you? If you're selling something, I don't want any. Is someone looking to have a chat? Oh, the mouth closed. Look at that. You look like you could use some company. Law looks you up and down with a sneer before gazing back down at the drink. I don't want anything except to be left alone. Mood. I see that, yeah. You pull out the stool opposite and sit down. Well, that's too bad, Law, because I'd like to talk. You a cop? Should ask that question of anyone introducing yourselves to you in a bar. Everyone seems to be asking me that today. Maybe it's the hat. It's a good hat, though. Keep it. No, I'm not a cop. I kind of like the Predator. Similar mouth, yeah. I like this design better, though, than the Predator. No, I'm not a cop. Just someone in need of a few answers. Law snarls, finishes their drink, slams a cup back on the table and waves to the bartender. What kind of questions? Kind of have to do with Maxora. For those who've just joined, Maxora is the one who gave us the lead to come down here. Who? Never heard of him. Never. You got smoke in your ears? I don't know him. Funny, she knows you. Says you're saying she owes you some money. The bartender arrives, putting down a fresh cup of something that smells exceedingly flammable. Oh, there's a spelling mistake, but never mind. You lean back a little. Law picks up the cup, downs half of it in one swing, puts it back down. You wonder if it had a little something extra in it. On the shorter side, curvy, wings, little horn on top. Yeah, she was super cool. That's her. Calls herself Maxora now, does she? What else did she tell you? Oh, interesting. She said you were blackmailing her, said she wants you to leave her alone. Did she show you a blackmail note, or have any proof that I was doing it? Or what I was supposed to be blackmailing her about? No, she didn't. And you believed her anyway because she looked scared and had a case. Oh no! Are we getting taken advantage of? Law grins a filthy, broken-toothed grin. Thought so. She wanted you to come down here, make some trouble for me so I'd leave her alone, right? Or maybe she wanted you to sort me out good and proper in the alleyway, or quiet-like. Something like that. They nod and slug back the rest of the drink. Thought so. You hear as her hired muscle? No, private detective. Close enough in this city. Listen, flat pad, and listen good. That dame ain't get blackmailed. Whatever she's mixed up in, I ain't the one causing her grief. Ooh. I did. There should be a link in it. Yeah, I did. I have people sharing it. I had a quote tweet, I think. I did. Yay. We're not getting under your attention, are we? I can't see any of the mod view in the chat. As soon as it, yeah, pretty much. Why she sent me after you then? Now you're asking the right questions. When I was working with her, she was going by Caesarius. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'll have to remind myself to message you next time, like directly, like, live now. Working with her on what? You were in here like super quick afterwards, though. It was like probably a minute or two, if that. And I just sat on the menu for a little while, so. Law taps the empty cup with a claw. You get the hint and signal the bartender. Doesn't that seem like something you should be asking her? She's your client, after all. Go home, detective, or talk to Caesarius, Maxora, whatever she's calling herself now. Just leave me to my drink. And a word of advice. Oh, really? A word of advice, detective. Watch yourself around her. She may look sweet, but those claws are sharp. Ooh, I'm intrigued. I want to know what's happening. Getting up from the table, you make your way out into the Evernight. Evernight is a nice term. Hey! Stainra or Stainra? Eyes you uncaringly as you emerge from the bar. You tip your hat as much as the horns allow and move into the street. So, Detective Caribaras, one day and you found out what? I don't know. I mean, I think they're both probably lying in some way or another. Laura Thrack seems to be lying a little bit less, I think. Should She walked into your office out of nowhere with no proof, a bundle of cash and a sob story. Knew she was lying from the start. Well, no, to be fair, I didn't know she was lying from the start, but yeah. Why be surprised now? Were you just desperate for the job? Or are you going soft in the scales? Too late to call in on her now. Her details will be back at the office anyway, and you don't feel like trudging all the way back there. Best to crawl back to your den and call in on her tomorrow. Woo! Nice. You arrive at the hotel Maxora is staying at after filling Alex in on the previous night's encounters. So what's the plan? Just go in there and demand the truth from Maxora, tough cop style. I couldn't tough cop if someone was paying me to. I failed drama. Oh, he's a softie. Building is old but well maintained. Rough, clean stone brick and an air of faded mystery in a near empty area of the city. At the front desk, you ask to ring up Miss Maxora's room and let her know you've arrived. Time passes. Tucked into the corner of the room is a drink vending machine. You drop a coin into the slot and twist the knob. The machine grinds for a moment, then drops your coin into the return slot. It's out of established stomach. No! It's always empty. I don't think it's been refilled in the last decade. Ah, she's back. Even if she's alive, she's super cute. I've never been so disappointed. Never. Okay, once, but it turned out my toy rocket ship was behind the sofa the whole time. Okay, getting increasingly more adorable for this being a noir novel. Says more about you, detective, than I'd ever need to know. Maxora is standing more confidently than you had seen her in the office. Gone is the look that she'll start crying at any moment. It's not that much of me to know. A pleasure to see you again, Miss Maxora. Please, detective. I told you to call me Max. No need for formalities here. As you wish, Max. You're paying after all. On that note, there's some things I'd like to discuss with you in private. Is there someone we can talk? No, I'm not complaining either. I like that. Monsters, adorable, noir, thriller stories. Super cool. I'm one of the only residents staying in the hotel, and the clerk at the front desk is hard of hearing, so we should be able to talk here. A pair of you take your seats. Surface world design of them, meaning you and Max had to find comfortable places for you. Oh, I see. I wonder if this is stuff they took from humans, or whether there's something about the transition between worlds that makes it happen. I guess that might just be a little bit too mechanical to think about. Been staying here long enough. It's a decent place. Clean, quiet, out of the way. Sometimes you don't need anything fancy. Yeah, sus. Super sus. I'm just surprised you aren't staying with your family. Do they live in the city? Are you investigating me now, detective? Oh, she's looking worried. I see those little eye shines. Let's just call it professional curiosity. Us PIs get used to asking lots of questions, can't easily turn it off. My family's always busy. As such, things can get a little hectic from time to time. So I come here once in a while for some peace and quiet. Any other questions you'd like to ask, detective? Or should we get back to business? Let's be subtle. Business, of course. I encountered Laura Threat last night. He seemed a bit unsettled, and I wonder if you knew anything more about him. Not much, detective. I've only met him once, and that was when he gave me a blackmail demand. Demand, of course. You wouldn't have it with you, would you? She looked suddenly taken aback. What do you mean? The demand? I'm assuming he gave you a note or something. Otherwise, how would you know how much and who to give it to? Stirring in silence, it's easy to see the different emotions flickering across her face. What aren't you telling me, Miss Maxora? In the distance you hear the clerk handing out keys to a resident, but the area around you remains in tense silence. I think it's about time you told me the truth, Maxora. Or should I call you Sazorius? Sasorius, we should say. She looks up, startled. He told you that name, huh? You nod. He told me a lot of things, including that you've not been honest with me, that you hired me for a false case. I don't like being lied to, and I don't like not knowing what to call you. Keep calling me Max, detective. I don't use that other name anymore. I guess you should tell me the truth now, shouldn't you? It's come to the truth already, has it, detective? Really wish that damn vending machine was working. I need a drink. We could go somewhere. She shakes her head. Oh, None in this part of the city, all too public. Could you grab me some water? There should be a jug on the counter. You stand. Ooh, walk to the front desk, fill a couple of cups from the pitcher, nod to the clerk, and return to Maxora, putting them on the table between you. Thank you, Detective. Now, no doubt Law told you more than just that name, correct? You nod non-committally. He told you we have some history between us. That you worked together, yes. What else did he tell you? Okay, we're gonna ask a question with a question. Trying to see what we can get out of her. Okay, what should we have told her? Well, it's true that we worked together. Laura and I were entrusted with the task of collecting a certain item. An item of considerable value that also carries with it a considerable risk. And what item is that? Maxora picks up a glass and sips from it. In that moment, you see how her body language has changed again, far more confident. The real Max, perhaps? Tell me, Detective, have you heard of the Crimson Old One? Ooh. The what? So we have... Ooh. Crimson Old One, an idol carved from a single giant ruby dug from the cavern that surrounds New Monstropolis by the founding Kaiju. That's a cool thing. That's a very cool thing. It said that the light that refracted from the ruby was enough to illuminate the entire cavern. Oh, we're underground. Alright. And that the first Kaiju war was waged over who would claim it millennia before the humans climbed down from their trees. It's also said that those who would possess the Crimson Old One would reign over our kind until the end of days. But we live in a blatantly corrupt oligarchy. I can't see the big teeth up at the city hall giving up their seats to someone lugging a shiny rock around the city. Yeah. You're right. Trying that would probably land you at the bottom of the lake wearing a stone overcoat. So why all the excitement? Firstly, the idol represents immense spiritual significance for many Kaiju in the city. Second, it has historic value dating back hundreds of millennia. Finally, it's a ruby the size of a Kaiju egg. Do you have any idea what that's worth to the right collector? Rubies big? They're pretty too. What do you have to do with the rock? Oh, what do you have to do with the rock? Not what do you have to do with it. Well, I was supposed to be getting the idol into the city to sell on. Into the city? I mean, it's been out there on the surface. Aren't as thick as you look, Detective, are you? You should see me solve a crossword puzzle. Yeah, I'm no good at those either. The statue has been traded, stolen, sold, and killed for in the human world for thousands of years. I doubt they even know how long for or who got it first. I want to see this part of... I will not save you. I don't know whether that's a good or bad place to be, but it's that's on you, unfortunately. So how did you track it down? I want to see this side of Kaiju. We've seen some of the Pacific Rim stuff where they're all mindless monsters. I like this kind of... I don't anthropomorphizing of them more than just monster breaky breaky. Now that's something I don't know. The plan was Law would track it down, I'd organise to get it past the gates, another colleague would make the sale to collector, and we'd split the haul. So what happened? You don't know? Alternative society, yeah. The idol was supposed to pass to me from my contact at the gate. Only when I got there I'd heard that he had an accident and the idol was missing. Oh. One of those accidents where folks just up and die. Exactly that kind. And, who knows? Now I've got a hand there now. Accidents. Exactly that kind. You pick up your cup and take a drink. So why do you up and run? I've been paid an awful lot of money to get the idol into my city. Into the city, sorry, there's only one. Most of which has gone towards bribes, storage, and my contacts in the human world. None of whom was prepared to work with the Kaiju for cheap. If Law thought I'd screwed them, they would be after me. I had to make the first move. So what do you plan to do now? Just wait here until it all blows over? No, Detective, I plan to find out where that damn statue is and finish this deal so I can get on with my life. So there's no blackmail case? No, never was. Ah, we were right, she was lying. Fine, then my work is done on that matter. I'll let my assistant know and he can do you up a letter of completion and an invoice for services rendered. Sorry we couldn't make this work, and I'm sorry about the lies. Alright, that's nice. Is that everything, Detective? Not quite, Max. Now you and I need to discuss another matter. Or, what other matter? You just closed the case. Take another sip and say the words that will land you in more trouble than you can imagine. Uh-oh. The matter of you hiring me to find that statue. Oh. I missed a bit, I'm sorry. She looks up startled. You work for me considering everything? I look at it like this, Miss Mixora. Either you're lying to me again, in which case you'll keep paying me up until the point we both become too bored to carry on with the charade. Or you're telling the truth about being on the hunt for a missing cultural treasure of unmeasurable value that could make everyone involved filthy rich, in which case I want in. Mercenary! We like it. Also, I haven't had an interesting case in months, and this sounds like fun either way. Yeah, I'd probably take it. I'd probably do the same. Maxora sits with cup in claw, no doubt thinking about ways to take control of the situation. As meek as she likes to look, she obviously prefers being in charge. Okay, detective, what are your terms? 2 weeks retainer in advance. This is going to eat up all my time, and I have an assistant to keep fed. Consider it insurance in case of any other unforeseen accidents. Nope. My hand is not over there. Please stop. Okay. Oh, don't you trust me, detective? Don't you like me? I like you plenty, Max, but I don't trust you any more than I do most folks in this city. Maybe even less given the circumstances. It's fair enough, you've earned the right to be mistrustful of me. And I say if the idle story is true, then I want 10% of the sale price. I don't care how you get that, whether it's from your share or split with the others, call it a finder's fee. She looks directly into your eyes for a moment, sizing you up for haggling, but you don't blink. We have a deal, detective. I don't have the money on me right now for your retainer, but I have it sent to your office. Oh no. As you finish your water, the edges of the room start to spin. Fuck, she drugged the drink. In all honesty, I'm sorry about this, Carrie. I didn't know if I could trust you. Find the statue and you'll get everything that's coming to you. Start with law, detective. I'll be in touch. She leans in close and you can feel her icy breath on your ear. Follow the trail of the Crimson One. The gaping maw of oblivion swallows you whole. Oh, wow, that's it. Okay. Yeah. Woo, that's cool. Okay. I want to know what happens now. And you get to see the full designs of each of them as well. Look at that. Look at all the pretty kaiju. That was a very cool demo. Okay. I'm really interested. This is one of the visual novels that's actually excited me more than any others to kind of look at and play. Because of the design of the story. Two-Head is very cute. That's the bartender. I like him. I like all of them. That is how you end a demo as well. It's how you end you want anyone to get you interested in anything and not on a cliffhanger. And then like, damn. What do I do now? Okay. Cool. This is the end of the demo of Kaiju Noir. Thank you for playing. The story has only begun. So if you are interested in this, the demo at the moment is pay what you want price on itch.io. It is apparently due to come out soon. The release date is going to be announced, I think either Monday or Tuesday, about 34 hours-ish or so. So it's not going to be too long. You'll find out where you can buy it from. And apparently, the developer said it's not going to be too long. Because it is in final stages of being produced. It's going to have its own music. There are going to be more characters. I don't know if the UI is going to be any more refined, but yeah, if you want to follow the developers, I will show you. Oh, here you go. Let know your thoughts. You can follow NB Kaiju on Twitter, or leave a comment and a rating on nbkaiju.itch.io/Kaiju Noir demo. Oh yeah, no, it's it's not that bad. This is actually a near finish kind of thing. Stay safe out there. It can be a scary world. We monsters have to stick together. Heck yeah, we do. That's super cool. See you in the full release in 2021. And yeah, fuck TERFs and crash the fascists. So yes, those are all very good messages. We like that a lot. Very, very good. Wow, there we go. Okay, cool. So that was Kaiju Noir. And that was very cool. I like that a lot. I want more of this. He looks like he's done. He's done already. But that's super cool.